You're listening to the Shipyard Cat Podcast, the unofficial SAFC podcast for fans everywhere. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the pod. Mixing up again, we like to keep everyone on their toes. In the hot seats, myself, Kev, and I am joined by Adam, a regular co-host, host and general, troublemaker. But back to bring order to proceedings is Robin. Mate, Robin, absolutely buzzing to have you back, mate. Glad to see you home and well. How are you feeling?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. It's a long thing. It's not. I'm back home, which is the main thing. But I just got to take time to rest and recover. Obviously my seat's not being used at the moment at the stadium. I don't know when the next time I'm going to get up to a game is. Unfortunately, but these things happen. The main thing is I'm here. And. Yeah, I'm glad to be here, mate. To be honest,
you're here to keep me and Adam in check. I know you've obviously been touching base via WhatsApp and in the group chat and stuff, mate. But yeah, having you back on pod is absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure, Adam, look, you can say hello now.
Finally, but no, you've hit the nail on the head there, Kev. It is nice to see Robin again and hear Robin, and just I think we're going to hear a fair few home truths in this episode, since we've missed them for a fair couple. So I'm running away now while I can.
Yeah, we've had no one else to spell correct us or correct us for our wrongs and things. When I don't know, we were playing Palace and we said we were playing Forest and whatever else we did wrong. But hey, look, it is what it is. The only thing I will comment on to any of our listeners, obviously you can't see this, Robin is going to have to spend a lot of money in the club shop. He has lost a bit of weight by the looks of it, so it's going to be a new set of shirts and hoodies and jackets. So great to have you healthy, mate. But yeah, that credit card's going to have to take a bit of a pounding.
Hey, we never know. Roles might reverse for once. I'll get the triple X.
it is sort of one of those things. Yeah, it's I suppose a bonus really from everything that I've been through is I've dropped a few pounds. Obviously, there's a few more to go. But yeah, look, I'm sure like my middle boy Zach will more than happily take ownership of what's too big for me.
This is true. Right, let's get on to proceedings. I'd rather this was a positive pod, lads, but we've got to talk about unfortunately losing to Man United. Personally, when we looked at it, it was one of these free hits. I think for a lot of fans, it could have gone either way. Everyone thought, oh well, United are rubbish at the moment. They're going to get beaten. Sunderland are going to do everyone a favour, and that'll be Amarin gone. I mean, I think the rest of the teams in the league should thank us because we've kept Amarin at Man United, so they can all go and get 3 points. Am I looking at that the wrong way?
Yeah, look, I think, I'm going to jump in on Adam here. I think, look, United are one of those teams. They've had a lot of money spent. Amarin, yeah, he is probably struggling a little bit, maybe down to his own stubbornness that he won't change formation. I mean, we saw the benefit of a manager that clearly got it wrong for the first half hour and then was happy to change things. Obviously, United don't have that, but we're not really here to talk about United, are we? But look, they had a freak season last season. They're not going to finish down there, I wouldn't have thought. They've brought in some good players. They have got goals in that team. So, yeah, I think by what you're saying, though, Kev, I don't want to obviously say too much and not let Adam get a word in, but I think
I prefer it that way.
Saying it was like, a free hit, etc., and that, I think it's wrong. I mean, I think, we look at our record at Old Trafford, one winning to 32 now. United do get very, very favourable decisions, which we will no doubt talk about over the course of this pod. But, I just think that people maybe thought United aren't that good, where really when you look at the players they've got available and the amount of money they cost, to get anything at Old Trafford, is a positive. So I'm not going to look on things too harsh, and that. And look, we'll try not to talk about United and just focus on us.
I mean,
No,
Adam, your thoughts on it? I mean, off pod, we've spoken about the fact that
yeah.
you don't go to Old Trafford and expect to win. No one
Mhm.
probably realistically thought a newly promoted team would win,
Yeah.
but based on how Man United have been last season, absolutely spot on, Robin. Yeah, you would have said Man United potentially are there for the taking for some teams.
No, that's the way I looked at it. As you said, that myself and you've spoken off pod many times about it, saying it's a free hit. It's one of those of how I think to me, it's more of how certain teams have approached Man United. It's you run down and gun down the throats as quick as you can and punish them early, which obviously we'll come into for our chances in the game, and also more the fact being, or do you sit back and hold back? And I'm going to use the Burnley example as I did in the preview. Burnley pretty much sat back and got 2 goals against them, and they thought, you know what, we're high and dry now. We're going to take a draw away from Man United. Man United struggling again. Lo and behold, the decision went Man United's way, and obviously they got the win. But nevertheless, it's one of those, isn't it, where you're going to have teams that will come out at Man United all guns. Where I think, to me, for when we look at the way we played, I can't knock how we played. I think we played our game to the best we could. It's just unfortunately that, as Robin mentioned, Man United have that extra monetary power behind them. Your Fernandez, your Casemiro's, your Seshko's, people like that who have the talent to change a game at any given moment.
I mean, you look at their front line. They cost more than most teams spend in a window.
Yeah.
Cunha and Buemo, Sesko, prime examples of what Man United can do with the money they've got. Um, in regards to the decision making, look, we will briefly talk about the game.
Mhm.
It's a different game for me if Traore gets that goal early. If he puts
Yeah.
that chance in 1-0 up in the 6th minute or whatever it was, 5th minute, it might have even been earlier than that. It was proper early.
Mhm.
Man United would probably have gone, oh, hang on. But unfortunately, he's not match sharp yet. This is one
Yeah.
of the reasons I said to you about not bringing Brobby in too early, because someone who's match ready would have been in the position to smack that into the back of the net.
Mhm.
Sadly, it wasn't what it was. I mean, Robin, your take on that? We score that early goal.
I mean, we score that early goal, and yeah, it does change the game. I must say that the linesman did flag for offside. So it was a tight one whether or not Adingra was offside who put the ball across. It would have been interesting to see how it was. But yeah, I mean, if he had scored and it had have stood, it would have made things different. You know, I mean, that was, the first sort of like, I think it was in the 3rd minute, something like that. It was very
Proper
early in the
early.
game. But
Mhm.
I mean, after that, obviously, United, just started attacking us at will down our left. I don't think when obviously Labrie set the team up,
Mhm.
they were expecting Ahmad to be playing because Ahmad and Bueno absolutely tore Masuaku apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, you don't know the instruction that was given to Adingra before the game, but he certainly wasn't tracking back and helping.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, you need that from your wingers. You need them. I mean, I think we've seen it with Enzo when he's played out on the left. His defensive work has been outstanding this season. He's been getting back. He's been making tackles. You didn't see that from Adingra. Look, I understand Adingra was frustrated at coming off so early, but when you combine the fact that he wasn't working back and that Ahmad was just running free will at Masuaku, it's no surprise that Labrie made the decision he did. Um, it's just a shame that he made it after the second goal had gone in. If he'd made that when it was still 1-0, I think things may have been slightly different.
No, likewise for me. I think if that goal goes in by Traore, I, I think I think Man United would have had the backs about them because they would have been like, wait a second, why has this happened? And it would have been a panic state, not panic station, that's the wrong type of terminology, but it would have been a bit of, wait a minute, how have we conceded this to this, if that makes sense? Like, it shouldn't happen if you look at Man United. Yes, I know Robin alluded to near the start of the pod there saying about Man United had an off season last season, finished as low as they did. That still doesn't speak volumes about Man United. Man United, we know, is still effectively a top six team. So if we got that goal early, that would have went to us. Right, let us play our game. Let's see how you deal with us now. And the one thing I do agree with Robin, I do wish in a way Ballard was brought on a little bit earlier. Do agree with that. Labrie made the right decision for me. Adingra, don't get me wrong. I look at Adingra compared to Traore, and you're like, yes, Adingra's got the speed, can cut down and run at people quicker than Traore. But Traore was running back. He was trying to get back. He's trying to defend. Just unfortunately, as you said, Kev, he's not much fit yet. He hasn't. He's not fully up to speed. Once he is, I think he will be a vital asset to this team.
Yeah, it's lacking that match sharpness, isn't it? I mean, for me, I'd never like to see us set up as defensive as we did. But as
Mhm,
soon as we went to a back five, for me, Man United really offered nothing after that. I get it. They were able to sit back and go attack us then because they're 2-0 up. But
mhm,
for me, a team like Man United, when you're 1-0 up, when you're 2-0 up at home, you should be really kind of trying to hammer your opposition. For
mhm,
me, they should have been going for a third, a fourth, a fifth, and going, we're not here to play. We can do this. I'm glad they
mhm.
didn't because it's only a 2-0 for us. But do you know what I mean? You go 2-0 up that early in a game, you're normally, well, if you're watching a different football match, you're going, well, when I turn this off at half time, it's going to be 3 or 4.
Mhm.
Man United seem to hit the second and then go, what do we do now? And
Yeah.
almost wanted to defend a 2-0 lead.
Mhm.
But
I mean, I think to be fair, I think United are a bit of a confidence team. I think you're right. If Traore had scored, I think the heads would have dropped. I think would have gone in our favour then, because they would have been more defensively. They wouldn't have been wanting to leave gaps at the back. Um, I mean, yeah, they did obviously attack more. Obviously there was that Bruno Fernandes shot, which Robin Riff somehow managed to tip on at the post. Um, there was another one where, and obviously, I think it was the same thing where Ahmad somehow put his header wide. They
Mhm.
had a few opportunities and things like that, but yeah, confidence. If we'd gone that goal up, I think, like I said, the heads would drop and we'd probably gone on to win it, or at
Mhm.
least certainly get a point out of the game. But then obviously I know you want to bring this up as well, Kev, the refereeing decisions as well. It gave them confidence
of course it would.
because, things didn't go in our favour. And, I don't normally bring this sort of thing up, but obviously when we talk about it, I must say that if you watch a match of the day on Saturday night, they didn't even mention the Traore incident. You
Mhm.
know, um, it was just like everything was about United. And it's like, hang on, shouldn't we be focused on the referee? Where you've got VAR getting involved with one thing, wanting to re-referee the game,
Yeah.
which they got wrong because the rule states that a high foot is reckless and dangerous.
Yep.
And then another time, Traore gets booked for diving, and he's clearly clipped by Fernandez and brushed by um, the goalkeeper Lamans, and gets a yellow card for simulation or diving when he could have rolled the ball into an empty net, and they don't want to then get involved and re-referee that. It seems like the two massive decisions in the game have gone against us, and both of them have been incorrect.
Yeah, that was going to be something I was going to mention just now was how quickly those decisions went against us. I mean, was it 2 weeks ago? Chelsea get a man sent off for the almost exact same thing.
Yeah.
Player goes to kick the ball, doesn't, well, hits the ball, doesn't hit the player. Player goes round, I believe it was a Man United player, rolling around holding the face, and it's a red card. And VAR go, yeah, dangerous, could have endangered the opposition. Man United do it to Trey Hume,
Yeah.
and nothing's given. So yeah, poor decision. And Stuart Atwell's a prime example of a referee that has got a for me, has got a Premier League bias. And by that I mean he wants to back up the established Premier League sides. He
Yeah.
That same game, be it Man United versus Villa, both fairly established Premier League sides, he still gives the decisions towards Man United because they're the established historical Premier League side. Which is what this game should be ironing out. VAR's there to support these people. And I saw a lot of Man United fans piling on saying that, oh, they won't overturn a yellow card decision. Well, obviously, that's what Traore got for alleged simulation. But what VAR should have done is gone, oh, actually, you might have got that wrong, Stuart. It might actually be an edge of the box free kick. I get where he's looked at it. He's probably thought, well, hang on, Traore's made sure he's landed himself in the box. So it does look like he's dove into the box, but that is the direction he was travelling in. But yeah, for me, Fernandez and the goalkeeper get away with absolute murder there. And I think at that point, okay, yeah, it wouldn't have massively changed the result, but both the heads have dropped. At that point, the players have gone, we're getting nothing here. And you saw it then, silly card here for Siddiqui. And it seemed to me every time we committed a foul, the referee was very, very quick to discipline. When they committed similar fouls, if not worse fouls, it was get up, move on, no cards, barely even a telling off. And for me, that's where the inconsistency still lies. I mean, I thought we would move on from poor officiating when we moved up the leagues, but actually, Stuart Atwell's a prime example that actually the inconsistency is through the entire football league system.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Luke Shaw, first half. I mean, there's 2 definite yellow cards, if not 3. And he didn't get booked once.
Yep.
And it like you say, it's just the inconsistency. And I think you're right, the established club's bias, towards the so-called top 6, or what used to be the top 6, the big 6, whatever you want to call it. Those sort of teams that have been up there, over the last sort of, 30 years, whatever, since the Premier League started, since it split from the Football League, the bias towards those clubs is astonishing. And they say about the teams coming up and going straight back down, and hopefully this year there'll be, teams that break that, hopefully us, maybe Leeds and that as well. But when you're playing against 12 men, which we certainly were on Saturday, you can understand why the clubs that come up go straight back down, because they're not getting a fair crack of it by the officials. And if the officials can't be neutral, then the
Take them out
PG
of the fixtures.
MOL needs to be, scrapped, and another body come in that can actually do the job.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few incidents, wasn't there? There was obviously, we'll talk about their goalkeeper, Lamens. There was 2 or 3 occasions where he actually held on to the ball for over 10 seconds and nothing given. My understanding is 7 seconds is the rule, and then it's a corner. But Atwell was letting him lay on the ball for 4 seconds, then get up, then hold it, then counting him down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being petulant, but if there's no one around you and you're laid on the ball, what are you doing other than time wasting? But again, the referee didn't step in. I agree with you. I think Luke Shaw did get away with quite a lot. I can't remember who it was. because to be honest, the highlights were all about Man United. Every highlight clip you watch, it's all what Man United are achieving and what they did and how great they did. Um, for me, it was just the behaviours. They're asking for yellow cards. My understanding was you ask for a yellow, you get a yellow. But again, Bruno Fernandes getting up, waving his hand like that's a yellow ref, that's a yellow ref. And the referee just moves the play on. Doesn't give the yellow card to our player, thank you. But doesn't issue Bruno Fernandes the yellow card for asking for a player to be carded. He does it every game and he gets away with it. What has Bruno Fernandes got that all referees seem to adore him?
Yeah. Well, it's like on Sunday, the Man City Brentford game. Kevin Schade got up, asked for a card, and he got one himself.
But that's what's meant to happen.
Yeah, but again, it's a team against one of the so-called Big Six, where it's I'll tell you what, I'll punish him because they're not playing by the rules. But the so-called bigger teams, we're not going to punish them for that. We just let them get away with that.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's like how far did United creep up the line on every single throw-in?
Their goal, their first goal came from doing it. It went out at the corner flag, and it got taken 7 or 8 yards up the pitch to give you their angle to throw it in.
I mean, a couple of yards, fair enough, but it wasn't even a couple of yards. I mean, a lot of the times it was like 15 yards plus.
Yeah.
You could see them. And yet there was one time I think the ball went out by the dugout and we took it about 3 yards up from where it was. Yep. And there's Amarin shouting at the referee, pointing where it should have been taken from.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that every time we had a throw-in, as you said, even if it was, say, 1 yard away, just to get away from a little bit of debris on the field, get back. Why?
Yeah.
Like you are allowed to take, I think, like 3 steps. Yeah. Just for my opinions on the yellow card for Traore, I think that was just ridiculous. You've known my opinion off pod. I've said that with a fair few expletives attached to it. That was just ridiculous officiating. And the Hume one, that was just mind-boggling. Just as a defender myself, you know yourself, as soon as you've done that and you hear the referee blow his whistle, you're like, I'm in trouble here. You know yourself, and you could see on their faces, like, we're in trouble here, we've done wrong. And then as soon as the yellow goes the other way, everyone's like, oh, well done, well done. You clear the ball. No, you didn't. You endangered a player's ability to get his head on the ball. Don't get me wrong. I don't disagree that Hume holding his face was just a bit of silly antics to try and win it a bit more. But
what you had there was the ball hit Hume in the face. So because it's happened so quickly, he's thought it's their foot. So yeah, you will go down and you will have antics. But for me, again, it's another instance of inconsistency. Chelsea get a man sent off for the same offence.
Yeah. I mean, Hume obviously sees the foot and he turns his head and the ball hits him. But then what gets me, obviously, the referee goes over, he talks to the linesman, it looks like the linesman gave it.
Yeah.
Then obviously VAR get involved. He goes over, looks at the screen, he says that there's no contact and that the ball's hit Hume, but then gives a corner, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's just made up his own rule for that completely, rather than actually deal with the ruling that his foot was high, because Hume never ducked down. I mean, what's Hume? He's 5'10". That's a high, dangerous and reckless foot position. And it's a free kick and a yellow card. If he'd made contact, arguably a red. But the fact is, it's still dangerous and reckless. And by the FA rules, it's a free kick.
Yeah.
But like I say, he then gave a corner, which, I mean, are you going to follow the rules or are you just going to make them up as you go along to suit the team you want to win?
Yeah. I do want to touch on as well in regards to the whole situation of the highlights bit that you both covered there as well, which it was very one-sided, as we've said. But the thing that made it even worse for me, I know you don't tend to see man of the matches given to like the losing opposition. I think I've mentioned it to you, Kev. I know you don't get it for the losing team, but to give, from what I understand, Laman's man of the match for catching 2 balls for saves and then catching 1 ball from a cross, and he gets man of the match for being the best keeper on the field. I'm sorry, you've got Robin Roos, who's pulled off about 8 phenomenal saves and then tipped 1 onto the bar. Like, that's your better goalkeeper right there. Yes, I know he's faced more shots and stuff like that, but he's been able to save them and parried them wide.
I mean,
This is
yeah,
where
That's the
that's
nature
just
of
my
being on the
opinion.
losing
Like, I
side,
know
though,
I'm
isn't it?
biased. I know I'm biased, but come on, that kid has got something different gravy about him. He didn't just do 2. He didn't just catch 1 ball, and he followed the rules.
I
He just
mean,
wanted to lie down and like it's a beach holiday.
just getting in there, Kev. Just sorry, with you, Adam, to support you. Um, I mean, yeah, absolutely scandalous that he was named man of the match. Yeah, I think he caught 2 crosses.
Yeah.
Like you say, one of them he then went and laid down for, and I think it was about 18 seconds or something he took
Yep.
until he released the ball, which then should have been a corner towards us. He made a good save against Granit Xhaka, fair enough. One decent save. The only other save he made was by Talby, which Talby hit straight at him.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
that's your criteria for man of the match as a goalkeeper, then whoever give out that award really needs to look at themselves in the mirror, because there was far better players on that pitch
Yeah.
than a goalkeeper that really didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest. The way the league works with that sort of thing, it will have either gone to their goalkeeper or Bruno Fernandes. But
Or I'm wrong
no,
for not losing.
well, but no. Look, like I say, it's a loss. But there are going to be games like this.
Yeah.
You know, we're not stupid to think that we're going to win every game. At time of recording, obviously we're on the international break now. We're sitting ninth.
Yeah.
I think, let's be honest, lads. If anyone had have said to us at the start of the season, by the October international break, the 6th one of the season, we're going to be sitting ninth or even top 10, we'd have all said, I'll take that. And, like you say, we've got a good couple of weeks now to rest and recover. And then it's obviously back at home against Wolves, which should be, well, for me, that starts turning into the must win games for later on in the season. Those points are going to be massive.
Oh, 100%. It is going to. You can even look at the potentially as a 6-pointer as well. The way they're playing, sadly, they're not having the best of seasons. But regardless of them not having the best of seasons, we said that's similar to West Ham, and we said we were nervous about how they were playing poorly, but you can't write them off. We're just going to have to go at these teams, and especially be at home. I'm sure you guys will agree. Get behind the lads from minute one and keep singing and make that place a fortress. And if we do that, make those teams not be able to think of where should I pass the ball, because they won't be able to hear each other shout of where they need to be.
I mean, look, I've said it before. The home games are the important ones. They're the ones that we need to win. Away at Man United, if we get something from it, it's a bonus. But the home games against, like you say, the likes of Wolves, likes of West Ham, Brentford, etc. They're the games that we need to be picking up the points. They're the games that are going to define our season. It's not away at the sort of like the sort of like big six teams. You know, we're not expected to win those games. If we get, like I say, if we get something, it's a bonus. It's the home games. Look, Wolves are going to be dangerous. I know we'll come on to that, but they've not had a great run of form. They played quite well against Brighton, by all accounts. Highlights that I've seen. Only bonus I'm going to say for us is that obviously Victor Pereira got sent off in that game, so he won't be in the dugout against us.
Well,
Um,
unless he appeals it because Jarrett Gillett got upset by him saying naughty words again.
yeah,
No
but
comment.
This is it. You're
Well, I
not
mean,
allowed.
come on. This is the same referee that sent off Dan Neil for saying, like, for goodness sake, I think it was last season. But we'll have a referee rant when we talk about the Wolves game.
Yeah.
Um, I think beautifully summarised, Robin. I couldn't have ended it myself any better than sort of, yeah, the teams we said we need to beat: Brentford, Burnley, Wolves, Nottingham Forest, or even in that list possibly. But anyway, big Ange. Um, lads, thank you for joining me. Adam, mate, I'm sorry you've been absolutely outshone here. Robin's back.
No, exactly. No, I couldn't ask for any better. To be fair, that means I have to be host next one, because I definitely won't get a word in edgeways.
But no,
Yeah,
look,
look,
lads, thank you for joining me. Robin, thank you for joining me, mate.
yeah, cheers, mate. And obviously, both you and Adam, obviously, I've been listening to the pods um, while I've been recovering. Obviously, I've still got a bit of a way to go, as I said earlier. But yeah, it's good to be back. Good to talk to you guys and get this done. It would have been nice to have been on the back of a win and been all happy. But, we can't shy away from these results. Unfortunately, they're going to happen throughout the season. So, yeah, look, it is great to be back, guys. Thank you.
No worries at all. And Adam, also thank you for joining us, mate. I know, like I say, it's all been about Robin tonight, but he deserves it, mate. He's been through hell.
Oh, exactly. No, it's great to see Robin effectively back in on the mic and stuff like that, chewing the fat with us. It is a blast. It gets a bit boring when it's just the two of us at times, and we've always said we have said that we miss Robin just jumping in and putting us in our place. So
Correcting us, yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So when we play Wickham, is it? Yeah.
You can go back to League One if you want. Right. Look, to our listeners, thank you for listening. Hopefully, you've enjoyed us just trying to make lightheartedness out of what has been a terrible match. Enjoy what's left of the international break. We will catch you all on the Wolves preview. And any questions, just fire them at us, and we'll catch you all on the next one.